From the book of Mark 8:24, we hear these encouraging words. And he looked up and said, I see men walking as trees. This is how I see it. A program of truth, hope, and faith with Pastor Roderick D. McClintock of the Dream Center in Pearland, Texas, a teacher of the Word. Brace yourself now for just a word you haven't heard.
Well, this is the day that the Lord has made, and we will rejoice and be glad in it. Good Monday morning to you, and welcome to another episode of How I See It. How I See It places focus on practical skills, personal development, men, women, and mental health, spiritual growth, and notice, I did not say religious growth. Dating and relationship advice, family, legal, moral issues, and so much more. I want to jump right into it today. If you would allow me about 10 to 15 minutes to share this morning something that I believe needs to be discussed honestly and openly. Let's talk a little bit about no more excuses, taking responsibility for your actions. Oh, listen, please do not log off. I know this is a hard topic for you to listen to because you're grown and you put your pants on the same way I put my pants on, but just hear me out. Because I can hear someone asking the obvious question, Pastor Ron, what do you mean by taking responsibility for your actions? Well, taking responsibility for your actions, ladies and gentlemen, means acknowledging your role in the outcomes of your behavior and making positive changes. So, here are just a few points to consider. Own your mistake. That is number one, to own your mistake. Accept the consequences of your actions without blowing or blaming someone. I've heard many people say that I've grown up without a father, um, or didn't have a father figure around. I grew up in the hood or the ghetto. I've even heard people say I was adopted and raised in foster care, foster homes. Listen, regardless of the circumstances, we all have had days of involuntary occurrences. You see, in the Second Samuel 4:4, Mephibosheth, the son of Jonathan and the grandson of Saul, became lame after his nurse dropped him. Yeah, and they were fleeing the news, or should I say, she was fleeing the news of Saul and Jonathan's death. Let's go to the scripture here in Second Samuel, the fourth verse and fourth chapter in the fourth verse. It says here, and I'm going to read from the King James version, and it says, "And Jonathan, Saul's son, had a son that was lame of his feet. He was 5 years old when the tidings came of Saul and Jonathan out of Jezreel. And his nurse took him up." Who is him? Him is Mephibosheth. "And fled." His nurse took Mephibosheth up and fled. And it came to pass as she the nurse, and it came to pass as the nurse had made haste, means she was hurrying. And it came to pass as the nurse, she made haste, hurrying to flee, that he fell. Who is he again? He is Mephibosheth, and became lame. Mephibosheth, fell and became lame. Here is the answer, he said, and his name was Mephibosheth. I'm sorry to be the bearer of the bad news this morning, but I want to be honest with you all today that all of us have been dropped in some way or the other. You, my brothers and sisters, must understand that there will be things that will come up in your life that you did not volunteer for. They were just put in your lap. Yes, they are not your fault, but they end up being your problem. So just touch somebody or just touch yourself and just tell yourself, self, don't take it personal. It's hard, but it's fair. Everybody will get a piece of this thing called life. The next thing you must do is you must reflect and you must learn from what went wrong. You must analyze uh, as much as you can how you can improve in the future. One way you can do that is to keep a journal, right? Regularly jot things down, your thoughts, your feelings, your experiences. This can help you identify certain patterns and recurring themes in your behavior and the way you think. You must reflect on your past. Review your journal over time and see what the entries are to reflect on past experiences and identify lessons learned, right? You must track your moods. Keeping track of your moods can actually reveal how different events and situations impact your emotional state. You can also analyze your thinking patterns, right? Examine your thoughts to understand your biases and assumptions and belief systems. All of this is important. But here's something that you must know that is equally important. You must seek feedback. And in this feedback, you must ask trusted people for that feedback and share with them your experiences and seek honest feedback from people in whom you trust. But, my brothers and sisters, it has been a problem for many of us because when we have asked for feedback, the thing that we face the most is honesty in the feedback. You must be open to criticism. Don't be defensive when receiving feedback. Instead, use it as an opportunity for self improvement. That was a movie some years ago back in the 90s. And the slogan went like this. He says, "What do you want from me?" He says, "I want the truth." They say, "You can't handle the truth." And that's why I'm here today, is because many of you say you want people to give you the truth. Many of you are lazy. Let's just call it what it is. You want to blame everybody for your mistake. Just say you didn't have what it took to make it happen. So, after you've done all of the seeking of the feedback, you must reflect on your experiences. Reflect on your childhood. Understanding your childhood experiences can provide insights a lot of times into your current personality and your behaviors. Examine your relationships. Let me pause there for a moment because many of us are in relationships that are toxic. You must remove yourself from a toxic environment to thrive. If you are sick with poisons inside of your body, they give you certain medications to rid the toxins. If not, you can die. There are times when you must make that analysis to let some people go that you are attached to get to your goal. You must analyze your relationships to identify patterns in your interactions with others. You also must evaluate your accomplishments. To reflect on your accomplishments is to identify your strengths and areas where you excel. You must also practice self compassion. Be kind to yourself. Don't beat yourself up. Be kind to yourself while recognizing your faults. No one is perfect, including myself. Doing that can enhance your mental health. Realizing that we are not perfect beings, we will make mistakes. Don't put that pressure on yourself. Everybody, including Walt Disney, has failed at one point or the other. You must learn to communicate openly, to discuss your actions with those who may be affected, to foster an understanding, and to rebuild the trust. You must set goals for improvement. Yes, you must create actionable steps to avoid repeating mistakes and to grow from your experiences. Can I give you just a little bit about my past? Yes, I am a pastor now. Yes, I've had children out of wedlock. Yes, I've been divorced. What does that say about me? If I let you define who I am, I'm nobody, right? Um, Messed up a few times. Um, those decisions that I've made caused me hmm, to suffer in ways I could have prevented. But because of my actions, because I chose the wrong mother for my children. Oh, I can hear what you say now. Oh, this is a woman bashing. No, no, no. Because the seed came from me. And I chose to put my seed in the wrong female. Hmm? Because I've seen where relationships did not work and the male and female still were able to raise the children in nice, happily divided homes. Happens every day. I chose this person. I deal with the consequences. That's life, right? So by taking all of these steps, you can enhance your personal growth and strengthen your relationships with others. Well, listen, I know there were a lot of things that I said today that you may not have agreed with, and that's fine. Totally get it. If any of you would like to be on the podcast, please send an email to admin, that's ADMIN, at howiseeitpodcast.com. Again, that's admin, ADMIN, at howiseeitpodcast.com. Well, we have run out of time, but definitely not out of topic. This time next week, I look to see you, hopefully at 8 a.m. every Monday morning. Until then, my brothers and sisters, you have a blessed day.
You have just heard How I See It, a program of truth, hope, and faith with Pastor Roderick D. McClintock of the Dream Center in Pearland, Texas, a teacher of the Word. Pastor McClintock shares, it's an illusion causing your confusion, and welcomes your support and contributions, which can be made to the Dream Center, P.O. Box 3475, Pearland, Texas 77588, or Cash App at $Roderick McClintock. For information, visit our website at www.thedreamcenter.org. Join Pastor Roderick D. McClintock every Monday and brace yourself for just a word you haven't heard.